Thank you for your interest in our resources to support access arrangements for general qualifications. They're all based on the JCQ, the Joint Council for Qualifications regulations. We produce these resources to make your life easier when you're processing access arrangements within your centre. Every penny that you contribute for these resources is passed on to charity. Please see our website for more information about the charities that we support. You should have a copy of the sheet that's shown on the screen now. If not, please go to our website homepage and you'll see a link to resources and you can download this sheet from there. So the first resource is our test information document. This document gives information on over 40 tests recommended for use in assessment for access arrangements. Information about each test includes the name of the test, the supplier, the cost, a description of the test and the age range that it covers, and suggestions on how to use the test for access arrangements assessments. It comes as a PDF. On the screen you can see a sample of one of the sheets in this document. The second resource is our student record sheet. This is a form which you can record everything that you need to complete a Form 8 as evidence for access arrangements. It's not an alternative to Form 8, but can be used in a student's file to keep a record of all their scores in one place, so you don't have to search through the file to find individual test papers. This document comes as a PDF. Resource number 3 is a way of showing standard scores on a chart. Sometimes when I'm in a centre I assess a student and they don't qualify for an access arrangement, and it can be useful to show the centre exactly what scores they got without having to write out a full report, and of course they wouldn't need a Form 8. So I use this document. Here you can put in the standard score and automatically on this side of the chart that score appears in the correct square. This sheet is for access arrangements. We've got some commonly used tests here, and then there's a blank one for you to put the tests that you use in. The last 4 spreadsheets are actually for diagnostic assessment, and the first 2 are for pre-16 and the last 2 are for post-16. And you can see here that for this one it's just slightly different. If you type in a score, it shows up in the same way, but you have the option to add highlighting, which shows the confidence interval if you want to. The first 2 are for pre-16 and the last 2 are for post-16. The headings at the top of here on the first one for each is the JCQ headings, and the second one is the SASC headings, and it's up to assessors which of those headings and range descriptors they use, as long as they're consistent. The next resource is our Guidance for Candidates document. These are notes explaining to candidates how each arrangement works within the exam. So, for example, if you're having a reader and a scribe, this is how it will work on the day of the exam. The document is in Word, so you can adapt it for the way that you do things in your centre. Many centres give copies to candidates and also to their parents to keep them informed about access arrangements that their son or daughter is having. Training for readers, scribes and invigilators and other adult helpers in exams will provide you with materials to run training for those supporting access arrangements on the day of the exam. PDF documents can be used in the same way as PowerPoint, as you're seeing on the screen now. We also provide handouts for your staff. The session will probably take about an hour and will enable a SENCO or an exams officer to ensure that staff understand what's required of them on the day of the exam. Of course, invigilators do need to oversee the exams, and it can be helpful if invigilators can be included in the training as well. The overview of access arrangements for centre staff is a shorter session, about 20 to 30 minutes, and can be used to make sure that centre staff, subject teachers, heads of department, learning support assistants, are aware of what arrangements are available and how they should support the learning support department as they lead on access arrangements. Again, slides are provided with handouts and other supporting documents. Both the previous sessions, Training for Readers and Scribes and an overview of access arrangements, are also available as an online video presentation, which can be used with an unlimited number of staff. On this screen you can see where to find more information on our website about these presentations. Informal assessment resources includes a number of documents designed and used by colleagues working in the area of access arrangements and assessment. These have been generously donated by those colleagues who work across the country, and they've allowed us to use the copyright in order to raise money for our charities. Resources include this feedback form about access arrangements and how they've been used in an exam. There's a document helping staff to decide who's responsible for what in relation to access arrangements. A document with prompts for assessing handwriting. Some guidelines to help your candidate cope with the requirements and the stress of exams. We have a number of different formats used by various centres to demonstrate the normal way of working for access arrangements and to get information from class teachers. The next resource is a document that we have to record evidence that you'll need to show when a candidate using a bilingual dictionary qualifies for extra time. Of course, like all these documents, it's based on the current JCQ regulations. And finally, we have a document which tells you how each assessment measure, test or subtest fits into the JCQ areas when assessing whether a student needs extra time. Most of you will know that when applying for extra time, you need 2 low scores from different areas of processing. All the documents that I've described are available as direct downloads. If you want to buy one or more resource, you need to visit the shop. The link is here, and you pay with a credit or debit card, and you'll be sent a link to download your chosen resource. Please be aware that the licence for each resource is for your use within your centre. If you've got colleagues from other centres who are interested in any of our resources, please direct them to our website so that they can order their own.